Some days feel really full, a little chaotic, and not at all exactly what I had pictured in my head. Somehow we're still learning and it's become something really sweet. So in today's video, I'm taking you through a real homeschool spring day with our family and how we're making this season work with little ones in tow. Are you pretty? Oh, are you pretty? You got that for me? You see?
Are you pretty? Pretty.
Oh, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Necklace? Oh, pretty.
Stop it, David.
It's fine. Pretty.
Add it, back up. Sometimes I put little curvy lines here.
Can I bring my new stuffies?
No. They'll get muddy at the park.
What's 1 plus 4? 6 plus 3. Because subtraction and adding are opposites or inverses.
Mom, look, 911. That's the answer. The answer of the cops.
Nice. Yeah, but how she like creates a little like free the house elf thing. Yeah, one here. Wanted to share something that I'm loving lately. So in today's video, I am partnering once again with Jeulia Jewelry. Premium artisan jewelry that you can wear every single day. As a mom, we don't always have time to put ourselves together. A simple piece of jewelry can immediately make you feel a little more elevated for the day. I wear my Jeulia pieces nearly every day. They are simple and elegant and are just my go-to pieces. I love the idea of layering different necklaces. A name necklace is such a fun thing to put in your layer and personalize your look. When you order from Jeulia, they send you all the gift wrapping and boxes that you need to be able to gift this to someone that you love. They're beautiful, elegant, and wonderful to wear. So the Jeulia pieces that they sent me this time is part of their Mother's Day promotion. You can give them, so I'm gonna wear this one because it has like the pink little gems in it, and I feel like it'll pick up my shirt. I picked this one out specifically like for spring and Mother's Day just because I thought it was so pretty. What do you guys think is a great gift for Mother's Day? Jewelry, yeah. What other things? Potato chips? Oh, yeah. What do you think moms want most?
Obedient kids.
Obedient kids. Chocolate, maybe? Isn't that pretty? Is that lame? Lame, right?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so there I put on the bow today, and then I'm going to pair it with these really dainty dangle hoops. I feel like you could dress these up or wear them more casual, like today's just a regular day. See? What do you guys think? Pretty, right? Very pretty. Yeah, so it's a great idea to get the mom in your life or get yourself some timeless jewelry for Mother's Day. So if you're looking for something simple, beautiful to wear every day, I'll have Jeulia and these items linked down below with a code for an extra 15% off. Moms love pieces that feel special but still fit in our everyday life. These pieces definitely do just that. So thanks so much, Jeulia, for partnering with me. All right, let's get back to our day in the life. Morning, friends. All right, so I'm going to share a little day in the life today. It's been a hot minute since we've done this, and I feel like this will be a really good example of how life is different every single day. So we are at the end of the week. It's Friday, a gloomy day, but we're headed on a spring nature walk with friends later. So we're going to try to get our schools done, and we're also going to try to get our chores done because with a toddler now, every week she basically destroys the basement. I'll give you a good look at that. And hopefully, it's all right. Just put her down. That's the toddler. She pulls everything out. She's in that season. So bless if you also have a toddler right now. So anyway, we have to pick up from her for the whole week. We try to keep up with it, but there are many weeks where it just doesn't happen. But before we have our Friday night hangout, we will have the basement clean. That is just a rule that I live by. So anyway, we're going to be having a little bit of family subjects in a little while, but because I had to get dinner going and, you know, the kids were doing their music and we were just we're not going to like come together quite yet. Some of the kids already have quite a bit of their independent work done. So right now my girls are reading, their like Ambleside readings in their room or upstairs. And so just going to take a few minutes, and so I'm going to do preschool with my 4-year-old. We'll show you what we're doing, and then my 7-year-old, there's my 4-year-old. Hello, say hi. My first grader here is going to work on, that's good. So, and then my first grader is going to work on his handicraft for his co-op and finish up, yes he is, and he's going to finish what was it called?
East and the west, east of the sun and west of the moon.
East of the Sun and West of the Moon is a story from the Blue Fairy book. He's listening to on the Yodo, and so he's going to finish that while he works on his. So this is Steve. The kids in our co-op are making a stuffy. So Michael drew out his own Steve, and I'll show you. He's learning the whip stitch. So he probably will almost finish it today, maybe Monday. But he's going to whip all the way around, and then we're going to stuff him. And then, yeah, it's going to be super cute. So he's going to work on that while he listens to the rest of his story. So we just got our Yodo cards here. Blue Fairy, what's really nice is when you make the cards, all I got to do is stick it in.
Oh, yeah, the Yoda's always do it.
And it starts exactly where you left off. We're going to pause it for a second. And then over here, my preschooler has been working through... Oh, I think Rod and Staff are they called? Yeah, Rod and Staff did this with all my kids, basically. So he is on the D book, Do It Carefully. And he is going to find all the matching letters in each row. You found this one. Is there another one of these in this row? Where'd your pencil go?
Is there?
I see one more. Yep. Good job, baby. Okay. Nope. That looks a little different because there's a line.
Yeah.
All right. Find all the matching ones of this one and this row. Good job, buddy. Like I said, she just takes everything off the shelf. She's 15 months old today, and we'll show you what the basement looks like. So we do get the like school table cleared off most days, 90% of days. It's one of my children's jobs, but the floor is crazy. So because of mostly 99% of it is due to her, just tearing things out of drawers and the shelves and whatever. It keeps her busy. We get her school done. And so if you have a toddler right now, you know how that is. And so we'll get this all swept and vacuumed and clean so that we can enjoy our Friday night tonight, which is clean over there. Anyway, so there's your little reality check on life. If you ever think I have it clean every single day, I don't. And yeah, it's definitely testing my nerves. This is definitely testing my nerves. But we get through it. So anyways, Adelaide likes to find a quiet corner, right, Adeline? And do all her books today. She's currently reading Animal Farm, and she's got Augustus Caesar World, and well, she's got her little stack here. So
of the next story is really ugly.
Yeah, LibriVox isn't always a winner. So Michael finished his story. This one he did in 3 days because it was a longer one.
What, I did it in 3 days?
Yeah, it took you 3 days. You did 10 minutes each day.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I did 20 minutes.
So he got a little more Steve done. Right?
Yes.
Finished that, Larry. all the way around. So we'll keep working on that. I'll do you next. All right, Michael is going to give me his narration for the last part of his story.
It's about how the east wind did bring her across, and then the north wind bring her to the castle. So the east wind bring her to the north wind, and the north wind bring her to the castle of the west of the sun and the east of the moon.
Yeah.
And so and she went to play with her golden apple. And then an old lady with a long nose said, "What will you give for that apple?" And she said, "It is not for sale, either for gold or money." She said, "Then what will you do for it? If I can see the prince this night, then you may have it." But he was asleep when she got there. And then she went to spin her Ferris wheel. And she also said, "What will you give?" No, she went to brush. She went to brush with her golden hairbrush.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady said, "What will you give for that hairbrush?" And she said, "It is not for sale, either for gold or money." She said, "But if I can see the prince again tonight, then you may have it." So she went to sleep, but he was asleep this time too. And then so she went to spin her Ferris wheel, and she said, and the old lady with the long nose said, "What will you give for that spinning wheel?" Because she wanted that too. And she said, "Nothing, for it is not for gold or money." But she said, if I may see the prince tonight, then you may have it." And when he got into the room, he was awake because the servants were talking to him about the person coming into his room every night. And so he did. And so they saw each other, and he said, "Now I will say, whoever at the wedding tomorrow, whoever can wash this shirt, I shall marry." So everybody tried to wash the shirt, but the prince knew that only the person who dropped the towel could wash it. So at last it came to her turn after all the trolls and the witch lady. And so she made it white as snow and even whiter. So he said, "I shall marry you." And then they moved far, 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 far away from the east of the sun and the west of the moon.
Perfect. Good job, Michael. That was excellent. Okay, so it is 11:15, and most of the kids got all their independent work, so we're just kind of having like a reverse day. We're going to go through a few family subjects, so we're going to do our Spanish, we're going to do a Latin. We try to do those every time we gather, and then we're going to read some of the Hey Canada map work, because we've been doing this book from Simply Charlotte Mason. So if you saw that in my term review, so we're going to read a little more about Canada today, and they're going to probably narrate whatever we read about into their school nest notebooks. And we're also going to sing a folk song thanks to our Yodo, and they're going to read a poem. So that is our morning subjects. I think it's going to take us about a half an hour, and then we'll work at making lunch and getting the rest of our things done. You can see. Emmeline thinks that she can play with Play-Doh like the big kids.
Here's my Play-Doh, Emmeline.
Why is it?
I said I don't want anybody to my Play-Doh.
Well, we're sharing. We're learning to share, right? What are you playing with?
Sand.
Which is fun, right?
Which is not fun.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we don't actually think you're serious, so there's that. Sometimes David will say things just because he knows he's getting cute things and interaction. All right, so we're gonna go ahead do our stuff. All right, so we just finished lunch. Had
Very
some.
cool.
We just finished lunch and we had leftover chicken and we just made a side of macaroni and some cucumbers and whatever. But I'm showing you guys really how sometimes school plays out around here, and it sometimes is at the kitchen table and sometimes it's in the basement and sometimes it's while mom is washing the dishes because sometimes it's on the couch. We're going on a nature hike in a half an hour, and so the older two girls are finishing up the rest of their school now that lunch is over. So I have to do language with my 10-year-old, and so this is the situation. We have lunch dishes still out. They had leftover cake from their dad's birthday a couple days ago. And we have our language book here, and she was studying her spelling words. Shared about this before, we use the Using Simply Charlotte Mason. They've updated their curriculum, but we're just finishing up our last book 2 here with Juliet. And Mommy is going to try to get the dishes loaded before we go on our nature hike. We'll have chili when we get home tonight. So that feels like things are slightly in order, right? So me and Juliet are going to get her language lesson done now. Those are the largemouth bass. Those are all the...
For next time we go fishing.
Yeah, these are the ones that are local to Wisconsin, though. Yep. He did. Hi. Not quite. Yeah. So me and the girls are back and we're getting some cleaning done before Adelaide goes to youth group. We're enjoying our chili. Really glad I put that in the crock pot this morning. Oh, my sour cream. Yeah. Is that yummy? Yummy. Mmm. So we had a really great afternoon just hanging out with our friends. Just a lot of fun. But on my way home, I had offered to keep my nephew, my sister's son, who's here on YouTube as well, the Henderson house. So he hung out with us, and on the way home when we were going to drop him off, my sister said that the boys could come hang out. So they're having dinner with my nephew, pizza and popcorn and stuff. So me and the girls are just hanging out here, and we're going to try to get that basement cleaned before Adelaide has to leave, so we can kind of have a chill Friday. But yeah, crockpot meal for the win, for sure. Perfect. Much better.
Oh, this, you know, sometimes it gets stuck.
Oh, Emmeline.
Don't take it from her.
She likes to play with it. All right, let her try.
Yep.
Now you got a nice clean basement to bounce your ball.
No, David.
Let her try. Okay, go.
Go on,
Bounce it. Bounce your ball.
Should we want that somewhere too? Like those like flowers or already in?
Okay, bounce it. Bounce your ball.
Just make our own animals. Like sometimes we're like, oh, it's